River State Administrator Vice-Admiral Ibok-Ete Ibas says inclusive dialogue and non-partisan consultations have restored calm and political stability in the state. Speaking when he hosted the House of Representatives Ad Hoc Committee on Emergency Rule Implementation, led by Professor Julius Ihonvere, Ibas credited reconciliation efforts and the willingness of political actors to collaborate for laying the foundation for lasting peace. He also acknowledged President Bola Tinubu's pivotal role in facilitating the process. Ibas highlighted ongoing reforms, including leadership training, salary structure adjustments for civil servants, biometric verification of staff and pensioners, and the clearance of arrears owed to health workers. He noted that streamlined pension payments are now made directly to beneficiaries, while all state pensioners have been enrolled in free health insurance under the revitalized ROIV-CHPP scheme. Other initiatives include improved community security cooperation, curbing cultism and kidnapping, as well as the formation of Farmer Herders Committee to prevent communal clashes. On infrastructure, the administrator criticized the Port Harcourt Ring Road project contractor, citing poor performance despite receiving 77% mobilization funds from the 150 billion naira of the 195 billion naira contract sum. He disclosed that the contractor's request for an 87% variation could inflate the total cost to 367 billion naira. Ibas said the professional review had been completed and that engagements with the contractor would soon determine the state's next steps. Ugochukwu, what do you make of the story?
When you are making the pronunciation of the figures, the Nigerian monetary value, what ran through my mind is Governor Obeholomonde's way of pronouncing his own figures during the presentation of his budget. So it's really captivating when you see people pronounce this our humongous amount with a lot of ease, and it makes it more appealing for someone to listen to. A whole lot of money involved, but what Ibas is presenting here this morning, or what he presented to the ad hoc committee from the House of Reps, is not what I've expected him to list as his scorecards in Rivers State. I mean, who is he? I even, when you are reading the expose, I was thinking I was going to see him talking about the percentage or the near completion of the House of Assembly complex. I expected him to tell us the variation and the project progress of the Transcarabari Road, the ring road that he's talking about now, and all that. But his comment has worsened the situation in Rivers State. Let's not take anything away from it, and let's not paint what is black, begin to color coat it to be white. The insecurity in the state, he did not talk about it. The time someone, a woman was nearly beaten to death at Rumokoro Market or where for incitement or provocative words, he did not make any statement. We also have seen Rivers State turn to a dumping site, especially Port Harcourt Metropolis. We also see that lawlessness, is taking the upper hand. We also see that all those motor park touts, police harassment on the roads is everywhere. Ibas have not made any concerted effort to tell us that we are in an emergency rule. There is nothing signifying to me that Rivers State is under emergency rule. Remember the adopted children that was going to write WAEC? Remember the waterways kidnappings and all those non-state actors disturbing on the waterways. So he did not, assert his authority in Rivers State as far as I'm concerned. And there is no signature project that he has tied his name to. in terms of reconciliation between the FCT minister and his estranged godson, he did not even play a part at all, because our people in the Igbo parlance normally say that when a sleep becomes sweet, you begin to snore. So the euphoria and the office glamorization of being a state executive has enveloped him. So he did not take charge. As far as I'm concerned, Ifeanyi Ugochukwu, he did not take charge. He did not exert his authority and imprint his name on the signs of time. So the memories I have about him, and which majority of Rivers people share, is that Ibas come, he's somebody that came, he saw, and he never even laid a finger to make sure that he conquered.
All right, very well. Okay, Chukwu, what do you make of this story?
I think I really beg to differ with him. What I beg to differ with him is that first, he came as a stopgap measure for damage control. If you check, before Ibas came, this state was already engrossed with serious political tension. And at some point, the state was degenerating into a theater of war, where one group fanning the embers of discord, threatening fire and brimstone. But since the emergence of this emergency rule, if you look at the state, everything is calm. The political tension in the state has died down completely. And, you know, once you have political tension, it affects every other factors or every other facets of the society. So he has brought palpable peace to the state. Secondly, he has also met with chiefs and opinion leaders on his arrival. And I'm sure he's been consulting. You know one thing, when you want to make peace, it's not every peace process you put in public domain. So I believe he receives visitors on daily basis in that government house, which for security reasons or any other thing, he might not want to make it public. But I also know that he has brought peace in this. I know peace is the pathway to progress. Any society where there is no peace, where there is tension, disorder becomes the order of the day. So looking at him saying that he should have written his name in the sand of time by having a signature project, Ibas cannot carry out a signature project because of the manner in which he came in. He came in for damage control and stopgap measure. Talking about the Port Harcourt ring road, from 195 billion to 387, which is still under negotiation. If you look at it, from when the contract was awarded till now, what's the inflation rate? A lot of things must have gone wrong, so there is need for variation. But whatever variation they need to do, it has to do with a human face. He also telling us about the progress on Trans-Calabari Road. I don't think there's any need for that. The State House of Assembly project, the last time he visited there, the contractor gave him a time frame which the project must be completed. All we need to do is to find out how far the project has gone. But overall, I think Ibas has done well, given the circumstances with which he came into the state. If you look at the environmental aspect of the state, I think I will score him low on that. Why I say I will score him low on that is that, one, nobody knows what really transpired in Riwama, the agency responsible for the evacuation of waste. So nobody knows what really transpired in that agency, how they are fed with their contractors. I also overheard that they said this refuse disposal was also placed in the hands of the sole administrators at the various local government level, which for me, I will also score them low on that because they have not done well.
River State is quite dirty.
Yes.
The dirtiest I've ever seen in a very long time.
Yes. Because any person who says the state is not dirty, that person is not being fair to himself, is not being fair to the state. If you look in that area of environmental sanitation, I will score them low. But otherwise, the aim with which he came to River State to restore peace and order, the state is gradually sliding into peace.
Do you think that River State is actually very peaceful, or do you think this is more like a superficial kind of peace?
Well,
a superficial kind of peace.
Well, when the
but not peace exactly, because now what led to the crisis? It's the River State crisis is a political crisis, and you know
It's not say, I beg, let me correct an impression.
You still have a say. Local government elections are coming up. And these local government elections is very controversial. Some are saying a local government, a sole administrator cannot conduct democratic elections in the state. Some has gone as far as to take the sole administrator to court over local government polls. If IPAC, on the other hand, is saying, oh, boycott local government elections, this is wrong. So that goes to show that, to a large extent, one would say the political peace that has been brokered so far, how peaceful is this peace?
First, what transpired in Rivers State, like I said, was purely a father and son problem that turned political. Crisis merchants, bystanders, and meddlesome interlopers hijacked the political crisis. Those who were not there from the beginning took advantage of it, made so much from the state. And the governor, in his wisdom, also realized his fault, like the prodigal son, and went back to his father. So that is the situation about the political angle of it.
You didn't answer my
Then
question.
the local government election,
Yes.
they constituted a state independent electoral commission. You see, I don't like when people come to the media to start pontificating, quoting laws. If you have any observation or you have anything, you go to the court.
Nigeria is built on laws.
Then you go to the court. I don't like when people come, matters that are supposed to be sub judice, you come to public domain and you start pontificating, quoting the laws. Go to the court.
Is it a public matter? Is it a matter that has direct impact and consequences
Of course,
on
like
the lives of people?
like
now, if it does, they have the local standard to talk about it.
but they should go to court and challenge it in the court.
Is it a communist system?
It's not a communist
So
system.
people have the right to talk.
They should
And
talk, but
again,
the best place.
understand
See,
that they are expressing, they are exercising the fundamental human rights given to them: freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
Lauricia,
So they have the right.
they have the right.
If Constitution could grant Nigerians the right to protest, and they choose to protest in the way they are protesting peacefully with their mouths, why guard them?
I'm not going to see, nobody's being guarded. But the truth is that,
Yes.
one, if you have anything, you go to, see, democracy
You go to court.
is
Now,
built
let me-
on the law.
Now, probably this is the
And
reason
that's why
they
we
are-
have see, hold on now. We
the
have,
fact that the issue, the PDP governors took the president to court on account of this state of emergency. State of emergency is coming to an end. Ogechukwu Edenko.
who are the PDP governors that went to court?
Regardless.
How many of them?
Oh, hold on.
I think so many of them, they've gone to APC. So who are the people?
Ogechukwu Edenko. Then the Supreme Court should now come out and say, where are they? The thing is, they actually went to court. Has Supreme Court entertained, have Supreme Court sat on that matter?
But who are the
And
PDP
now,
governors?
State of emergency is coming to an end.
No, the question
so
I
now
ask-
the matter will outlive.
Who are the governors? How many PDPs? No. How many PDP governors are remaining in PDP?
No, we are not looking at the technicality of that. I am looking at you.
One thing is to file
You
a
are
matter,
saying-
another
you're
thing is to pursue
hold on.
it.
You're saying they should go to court. They should go to court. Can one say to a large extent that the judiciary right now is truly the hope, the last hope of the common man?
Of course, it is.
All right.
It is.
With the instance I've cited to you.
It is.
So it was the last hope of PDP governors in the case of a River State emergency.
Well,
Right?
no, the question I ask, who are the PDP? How many of them are remaining in PDP?
All right, very well. Ugochukwu, you can have your
Laurentia,
program.
I want to make some corrections because we're on national television, and as much as I know, I am really an ardent follower of what has been transpiring in River State, and I get my informations too. I want to say that Ibas, as much as I know, from the cards we are seeing playing out, and from the confessions of the FCT minister, during some of his media chats, we will begin to know that Ibas never mediated. Ibas has not mediated concerning Ibas from what we are seeing about the local government election and all the appointments and all the boards that have been set up. Let me tell us, Ibas has not meddled in the affairs of life. He said it, and it is. I'm not heaping the blame on him, because he came as a stopgap, like Okechukwu said. You understand, when you separate two people that are fighting, it is not necessarily the person that separated them that will adjudicate or ask them what was the cause of the fight. So he came as someone who has been sent to go and occupy that vacuum that hitherto existed after the suspension of the governor. But I can tell you for free that Ibas, one of his cardinal points here is not to come and meet Fubara and meet Wike and come to ask them to make peace. That is not one of his assignments, and he never meddled in their affairs of trying to put them together or seeing how they will get reconciled. So when you talk about the local government elections, see, it will come and go. And from the precedents that the courts have set in Nigeria, Fubara's election was nullified. But this one that is sitting on illegality, this local government election that is coming is sitting on illegality. Lolensha, you were here when I condemned Ibas proposing a state budget. When they were talking about him appointing Solats, I said he, as the focal person, need to have his eyes where he cannot reach. Those people report directly to him. It is within his right to fill in the vacancies of those people that will work directly for him to know, get first-hand information, that aside. But this election that Okechukwu is saying, Okechukwu, what is the meaning of an emergency? Emergency is that the ground is not level. We are in abnormal situation. And is it because Rivers State, we are not handsing up and the people are not resorting to self-help that he's not being overly overwhelmed by curtailing the excesses of the people? And if you listen to radio and you go through the social media of people in Rivers State, our people are still sharply divided. Even the peace, the graveyard peace that we have achieved, is it not better than when Fubara was given 8-point resolution in Abuja? So where are we calling that peace? Someone has filled in the vacancies of all the statutory commissions and boards. The local government election will be conducted. And God knows what will happen in the commissioner nominees. And you say somebody will be a governor in such situation, and you say that we have achieved peace. That is not peace. What I know is that from what we have seen play out, the local government election will be conducted, and people will go to court and nothing will happen. That is my take. Okay. Because at the end of the day, they will not nullify this election because of the powers that be. Because of the example Lolensha has cited of the governors that went to court. To show you that case was still alive and breathing on the archives of the Supreme Court. When the governor of Delta State, when he left PDP, he wrote to them for them to remove his name from those people that have gone to court. We saw it here. That's not okay, bro. No, I know. I said the Delta State. I corrected myself, but I said the Delta State governor. He wrote to the Supreme Court saying that he is no longer an interested party in that particular suit. Why had the Supreme Court not had the case up to that? So when you just oppose all those things that is playing out, we know it's politics. But are we setting the precedents that Nigerians will rely on tomorrow and look at it and say that this is our template? Or are we just creating, a law that suits us? At the end of the day, we know that nothing will happen.
Okay, let me respond to him briefly. Ibas, when he came here, his terms of reference was one, to restore peace and order. So if conducting a local government election amounts to restoration of peace, so be it. If setting up members of statutory boards also part of the peace process, so be it. You know, the problem we have in Rivers State is that we have so many people cry more than the bereaved. This issue first is between the governor and his estranged godfather. I tell you for free that Fubara is a direct product and direct beneficiary of Nyesom Wike. So if in his wisdom he has thought it wise, like the proverbial prodigal son of the Bible, to go back to his father, so be it.
For the benefit of who, if I may ask? For the benefit of, is it what we are seeing now? And all what the Rivers populace are crying now, is this coming back of Fubara or the end of state of emergency? What will I say? Sitting here now, have I benefited from the state of emergency?
Are you crying about? Are you? Let me know you are crying. Sorry,
no.
Yeah. Are you? Your position?
Yes.
I'm kind of confused. You have taken a position on the River State emergency rule, and you're saying that you scored a bad low.
Yes.
And you said that he did not deliver on the core areas that you felt
he should have.
Now, on the other hand, you are now bringing up the political crisis in River State, and you are also saying that the reconciliation is not authentic. And you're saying that if the governor comes back, what is he coming back to? Like, I'm trying to...
Yes, the people that he will work with. Because if you're saying that Ibas has come to make peace or to lay a fertile ground for there to be peace, and from what Okechukwu said is a political, what do you call it, political crisis, those people should come together. When Mr. Governor comes back, he and his godfather will sit down. There should be equal sharing of the position formula, so that everybody will be carried along.
You're delving into
no, what I'm saying, because
hold on. We are discussing River State emergency, and you know what Ibas has said, that dialogue has restored peace and stability. We are not looking at what has happened in River State in the past and what is about to happen when the state of emergency is, you know, called off. We are looking at the things that Ibas has done. Has he delivered on the mandate that was given to him? Have you seen dividends of his 6 months administration? That's what we are looking at. Somehow you're dragging the suspended governor who is resting right now.
You see, is from what Okechukwu has said about, you know, those ones now is from where Okechukwu is coming. And the point I'm trying to make here is that when you say you're restoring peace, it should be seen to be peace indeed, and not peace that one faction, because he has come to broad peace, one of the camp will be the most beneficiary of what Ibas has come to do from the cards we are seeing playing out.
All right.
That is it.
Yes.
Go ahead.
What transpired between the governor and the FCT minister, I will tell you, was purely a father and son disagreement. And at some point, meddlesome interlopers, bystanders, and above all, crisis merchants who were not there from the beginning when they started the campaign for the governor. Some people from nowhere benefited from, but thank God the governor has realized his mistake as a son and he has gone back to his father. Let peace reign.
All right.